1 and 40 for Jay Zimmerman.
Can you get Adam? We're going to find out right here. Wind that rubber band and let it go.
Too bad. It might need to pull off tractor. But they got their side by side another way.
286.84 inches.
Alright, we're picking up pieces. Very much to you. I didn't see what I didn't see where it comes through. Sometimes there's always got to be a week of Husker. All not Husker harvest. It's indoor and winter. During March, it's all some sort of house indoor deal. So I took Lincoln. So we went over there and twisted our Driveshaft, our two-wheel drive super mod truck. Twisted it up like a pretzel. So literally it looked like a straw. You twisted, took a beer can and twisted it. And they said, Jason Schultz with Your Money Poetry was up there in Dawson and running his mouth like I did. Anyway, he walks up and he goes, I'm standing over on the side of me, and he goes, what do you think wrong with it? Well, not with it. I would say it's not the motor, it's not the phone. The motor is the rear end.
You had a whale of a jump down there too.
Yeah.
The whole back of your truck.
But that felt better than the whole up on the head.
Yeah.
As far as the way it took that. Because I waited almost 500 feet. It felt like a turn.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was
Alright, the yoke on the back of the transfer case, the ear snapped off, drive shaft let go, overloaded the transfer case and blew a hole out the side. Didn't have it apart yet to see what's bad, but it makes some nasty noises. And the drive shaft stuff is over here if you want to look at that. Here's the front drive shaft. This is the drive shaft shield that was around it. Kind of destroyed it. So now we're in the process of gonna pull the transmission out yet and make sure everything's okay on that. Hopefully it's just the transfer case and fix the drive shaft, and then we'd be good. Front drive shaft looks okay though. Any time for failure is a time for upgrades, but not quite the upgrades I want to do yet, but we'll make it better. But no, surprisingly the U-joint, it wasn't actually a failure, because you can see everything's all solid here on the U-joint. It was just these ears on that slip yoke piece. It just snapped that off is what actually happened. But I think the drive shaft is savable. I think we can reuse it, so that'll be nice, where we don't have to get a new one. Yeah, on to the next step. This is the shifting mechanism that locks in, slides on the shaft. That's where the shifting fork would go. And yeah, it kind of blew it into a bunch of pieces. Otherwise, the chain all held good. There's no shaft broken. It's just this piece blew apart. And then when it blew apart, it of course slung a hole out. That's where it punched a hole out through. Bearing feels good. But yeah, it just kind of punched a hole in the case. Something that's definitely fixable. Need a new shifting fork and new slider mechanism, but we'll probably just go with a new transfer case or a different one to play it on the safe side. But yeah, it surprisingly don't look nearly as bad as what I thought it was going to. Just a bunch of little pieces everywhere. Where you can see that big chunk missing right there, where those splines are. This would be, anyways, yeah, this would slide in there and lock that in and out of gear, and it just popped this thing completely in half, and that's why it didn't do anything, because I can spin that without the shaft moving at all. That's where all these pieces would have came from, right in between here. It would be your, basically what takes you in and out of your four-wheel drive. That's why I didn't have, that's why I lost. Normally if you would just break a drive shaft, like, you know, this is the yoke piece that broke. If you break your rear drive shaft, you know, you can still leave it in four-wheel drive and drive it on the trailer with your front, but the reason it didn't was a total disconnect and didn't even drive is because this piece busted here, and you know, the chain, it can't, you know, I can hold the shaft and spin that, so there's nothing to drive the front drive shaft to take it onto the trailer, is why it wasn't going. So yeah, get transfer case popped back in, get the new yoke piece and a U-joint put in, we're ready to rock and roll. Is way better than I was hoping, or not hoping, way better than I was expecting to see. But it's only money.